welcome to this Wet Fire YouTube video where today I'm back with Hal again.
Yes, together again.
The old team is back together and we are going to be playing something new.
New game. Very excited about this.
Isn't it? It's quite exciting. So we are playing some Kings of War Vanguard. So this will be the first game that we are playing on camera anyway. I played some in the base. Did you play it?
Nope, I've never played, so I'll use my standard tactics of charge and dive.
That was my tactic.
Oh!
So we are going to be playing 200 points. I'm going to bring in the dwarves and I should be defending my stores actually because we're playing burn the stores.
Yeah,
what are you
I'm after your brewery. My Abyssals have taken umbrage about that beer, that dwarf beer, and they're going to set it on fire. That's the plan.
Can't burn beer. Don't worry.
Well, they'll burn the surrounding area.
So we are going to be playing on Hal's bespoke table, actually.
Indeed,
yeah. One you made yourself, very nice. Which is a 4 foot by 4 foot table, so slightly larger than you would standardly use on the 3 foot by 3 foot for Vanguard. So we've brought the edges in a little bit to accommodate for that. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy the game, and let's have a little look at the factions. This is my Dwarven Warband, 200 points. So what I have here is I have 2 Ironwatch with crossbows, an Earth Elemental, which is my large option. I have 4 Levy, because I needed a point, so they're about there. The ones without shields. I have 1 Shield Breaker with a double-handed weapon there. 2 Ironclad, there's your sort of better than average fighters. I then have my Sergeant, who brings a white power dice, and he has been upgraded with a heavy weapon, so he has crushing strength 1 in addition. And then I have 1 Iron Guard who also brings a red dice, so I'll have a total of 4 red dice and 1 white dice per round.
So over on the left hand side I'm taking 2 lots of imps. Then I've got 2 flame bearers who are my ranged troops. And in front of those a succubus lurker. Then I've got 4 lower abyssals, and they're armed differently. So I've got the guy at the back with the spear, he's got a big shield, this one. And then I've got one with a 200 weapon, and I've got one with a spear as well, I think. I think he might have a big shield, spear, 200 weapon. And then I've got 2 of the warrior ones, are they Abyssal Warriors?
Abyssal Guards.
Abyssal Guards and a Gargoyle. And then the leader, Eric Van Dam, at the back there. Oh, he's Von Dam, not Van Dam. Not Claude's brother. And he is a Helquin Blood Mask.
And that's 200 points. Oh, Abyssals. So in this mission, this is my storehouse, or brew house in this case.
Burn the beer!
I am allowed to place 3 models from my warband here, and 2 of which have to be warriors or grunts. And I've actually chosen to put 2 grunts, 2 levy, and a warrior in an ironclad there. I thought I'd stay pretty basic for that. And then over here in the ale house itself is where the rest of my strike team, in my dead zone terms, the rest of my war band is. So I've got some shooting here, and then the rest of the guys going around this way onto the front here, including the Earth Elemental. And
they're all drinking, aren't they? That's what they're doing.
They are drinking. They're inebriated. And they will be facing off against the Abyssal Horde, which is coming towards them. So this is the main part of the Abyssals, led by the Blood Mask. And then Hal is allowed to do similar to me, so take 2 warriors or grunts and 1 other model, so he's taking his gargoyle for a bit of fast attack.
And 2 abyssal guards, so they're my slightly better warriors.
And he's facing them off against my guys here, of course. So, you know, the idea is that there'll be some cross-play as I'm trying to get over to here and put any fires out, and Hal is trying to get his faction here to set fire to the storehouse. And you can see the table from above. And like I said, this is Hal's own table. That's pretty good, isn't it? He's done a good job, that boy. And we are going to be playing as the ford is normal to cross here, but any other part of the river will be difficult terrain, which means it will take 2 inches per inch you actually travel across it. So yeah, let's see how we go. This is dwarf power for the first round. And I will re-roll one of those because I have one command model, so I'm left with 4.
I got 3, so I'll re-roll one of these blanks.
Yep, and he gets
4 as well.
So 4 as well. So 4 each for the first round on command. Power dice. Power dice. There's too much dead zone coming across here, isn't there? So first off, Hal has zoomed forward with his gargoyle. He's just run with that model, so that's a long action. So he's gone 14 inches forwards. And then I am going to spend 2 of my power, dink, to use my dwarf special ability, which is Warband special ability, which is tactical redeployment. So I'm going to nominate my only command model, which is my my dwarf sergeant there in the centre, and then all dwarves within 9 inches of this model can make a 3-inch move, and they won't count as activated. They also get a free brace at the end of that move, but that's probably not going to be very useful here because there's probably no shooting to be had, but they'll still get a free brace and they won't be activated, so I'll be able to then move them again. So basically I'm using it to move my army forwards quickly. So I'll do that now. And that's what they look like afterwards.
Turns out they weren't drunk.
Yes, they weren't. They were. They just they thought they had a shout for a round that they'd have to pay, and so they left the bar quickly. We're just catching up on some of the movement we did. So these Abyssal Guards moved up. I moved a levy towards this wall. I'd already moved my sergeant into the river and another ironclad with him, and then this shield breaker moving up there. And Hal had moved forward with these 2 imps, and it's in response to that that I am going to move forwards. So I'm going to move with this guy, this levy. He's going to move to the wall there. That's 3 inches. He's going to take. He's running, by the way, so he's then going to go over the wall. That's 5 inches. And he can't quite get into combat, so he has to stop an inch away. But then I'm going to force fatigue on him to walk into engagement with that first set of imps. Now the reason for that is because whilst I won't get a free attack, I will then lock you down. So I'll be locked in combat with you. So that is what I'm going to do. And there he is.
Right.
I fatigued him, so I didn't force fatigue, I fatigued him. Catching up a bit more, 2 of these lower abyssals move forwards, and then the Succubus Lurker. I've run my Earth Elemental across the obstacle there. It takes an extra 2 inches to go over there. But he's just about touching the land the other side. And then I'm going to use a 1 power to play an extra activation and activate this ironclad here. And the reason to do that is I've only got 2 models left to go, and Hal's got a few, so I want to maintain that I get the first round next go. At the end of round 1, this is how it looks. So we had Abyssal Guards move forwards here. A little bit of countering from my guys. I've got a levy round the building who's just there to put out fires, and I've got quite a strong group coming across the water with an ironclad, my sergeant and an earth elemental, and then a defensive line here with Iron Watch, Ironbreaker, Iron Guard, levy, and this levy who moved forwards. Now at the end of the round I would use a power to take that fatigue off of him. But before we got to that, we'll just have a look at what Hal had. He had flame bearers coming around here, all his lower abyssals and his succubus moving forwards. Then his Heliquin Bloodmask was there, but he forced fatigue. He'd already run, he forced fatigue to then move additionally forwards here, and then used another power to take that fatigue off at the end of the round. So you can see it's first round was all about manoeuvring. There was no one in range of any shooting, but now we're going to start getting in the mix, I think. So, round 2, power dice. I keep saying command dice. Power dice for the dwarves. Oh, not great. So I'm going to re-roll that one. Oh dear, I only got 3.
I got 4 this time, so I re-rolled a blank and got a 1, so I got 4.
4 for Hal and 3 for me.
Back.
First things first, we're going to spend 2 power to do a group shoot with those 2 Iron Watch onto the Blood Mask. He's put himself there, so we're going to try and do some damage at least. I doubt we're going to take him down, but we'll try. Okay, so here we go. The first of those Iron Watch. It's a clear shot, so I get an extra dice. I normally have 2d8 and I hit on 5, so 3d8. 8s explode, remember, in this game. So just 2 hits. So now Hal will make his armor save, which is normally a 4+ on 2 dice now, because 1 for each hit. But it goes to a 5+ because I've got piercing 1. So he's made 1 and then takes a wound on the other.
Okay.
Now the second Iron Watch will do exactly the same. 3 dice again for the clear shot. It gets 1, but it's an 8. So I get to roll that again. Oh, no. Another 8. And these aren't. If anyone's watched my Dead Zone Bat Rep, you'll know that my blue dice are famous. Can the whites do it as well? No. So 2 more to save. So 2 dice again for Hal, saving on 5s. It gets 1 8. The other one was a miss. So still gets another 1. So he's got 2 wounds on his blood mask, which is not bad. He's got 4 wounds though. But I've done half of his damage, so I'm fairly happy with that. In response, because he's fearful for his life, the Blood Mask has charged my Ironclad. He has to take the most direct route, but he can get to me there without going over terrain, so we'll just straighten him up a little bit. So
he wanted to fight before he died.
Yes, fair enough, that's good. So he has charged into my Ironclad. It's still in his front arc, because the arc goes all the way across the rear, of course. So, how many dice does your Blood Mask get?
3 normally.
Yep.
1 for charging, 1 for being a cavalry model?
Yes, cavalry, because you're higher. You're height 3, aren't you?
Heights on 3s!
What? What? That's not good. So they're all hits, with an 8 in there as well. This could be one very... There's one very, very dead dwarf. Right, so 2, 4, 6 hits. I will be rolling my armour for my Ironclad, which is a 4+. Oh, it's looking pretty good. No. So 2, 4, 5 at the minute with 2 8s. Come on, come on. Yes!
Oh, unbelievable.
He loves it. He loves it. So I don't take any damage.
Stupid game.
This is like Dead Zone. So I can now retaliate because I was not fatigued and activated. In fact, I wasn't fatigued or activated. So I will turn to face. And then I will fatigue myself, because that's what happens first. If you're not activated and fatigued, you fatigue yourself, and if you were fatigued, then you become activated. But, most importantly, I get to fight him. So I get to fight him on my normal attack dice, which is 2, and I will be fighting on 4 pluses. So let's see if I can do any damage on him. No, I didn't get anything, so that's useless. So, but anyway, he has retaliated. I'm going to charge over this wall into the... imps with this Iron Guard he is. Okay, so he's one of my better ones, brings a red dice. So, let's see how he gets on. So because I charged over the wall, I don't get a charge bonus, but I do get my normal 3 dice, and then I get an extra dice because I've got a friend who's also engaged with the model. So I'll be rolling 4 dice, and I'll be rolling on 3 pluses. So all hit at the moment with an 8. So that's 5 hits. So now Hal gets to roll 5 against his armour.
My armour is 7.
7, but you get -1 for crushing strength as well. So you need 8s.
Oh no.
Natural 8s. But if you get an 8, it explodes as well. So it's all good.
He does have 3 wounds.
There you go. Well, it saved 2 of them. Right. So they are 8s, so they do explode. But they're not more 8s, so that is...
3 get through.
3 get through, takes to 0 wounds. Are you a grunt?
I am.
So therefore you are removed. If you're a grunt, you're removed on 0. Now because of that, I can now make a 3-inch consolidation move, follow-up move I should say. I can't use it to engage an enemy model, but I can potentially move within an inch of an enemy model, but actually I'm just going to move back there.
Coward.
Yes, very much so. So Hal has responded by charging my Iron Guard with his Succubi Lurker. So because I am in the open, you'll get charge bonus for that. So how many dice do you get normally?
3 normally, so she goes to 4.
Yeah.
She fights on a 4.
Okay, so let's see how she does. Well, there's an 8 there, so 3 hits at the minute with an 8.
That's
3 hits. I get to roll my armour, which is a not unreasonable 4+. Any crushing?
She doesn't have any crushing there.
4+. I saved 2 of them.
Oh, I'm vicious though. It's that 1 I can re-roll.
Well, why don't you re-roll that now?
What's
Cocked. So don't get to re-roll it again. So I saved 2 out of the 3. So I do take a wound. I have 2 wounds. So let's mark him as wounded. Now I am activated, but I can now retaliate and fatigue myself to do so, which I will.
Yep.
So I will now fight you on my standard 3d8.
Yep.
on 3s.
She goes to 4s because she's fatally attractive.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say she's that good, but...
Fatally attractive.
Fatally attractive,
It says it on her profile.
There we go then. So 4s. 3 hits.
Uh-oh.
So you have to save these on crushing 1.
So her armour is 6 normally.
Oh,
goodness.
We're weak, aren't they? You get an 8 again, though. So it was 7s though.
Yeah,
because
so just
crushing
save
1.
one.
So
How many
save
did you
1.
do?
I did 3. So how many wounds does she have?
She has 2 wounds.
So she will be down to 0 wounds. So
she's
now,
not a grunt.
She's not a grunt. So we just check whether she's going to survive or not.
Okay, so she's going to nerve of 4 or more.
So if she gets a 4 or more, she does. So she's down but not out.
So she falls over, yeah?
Yep, and she stays on 1 wound. If she'd have failed that nerve test, then it would have been too much and she would have been removed. Now, of course, being on the floor is quite vulnerable, so if I do any damage on her at all while she's on the floor, she won't get a chance to make that nerve roll.
I see, right.
She'll be removed.
And
obviously,
2 wounds, wasn't it? So.
Also hits on people who are on the floor. Your big fat hands out of it. Hits on people who are on the floor will count as if in the rear, and that means that she will reduce her armour by 1. This guy is going to charge the Succubus Lurker, but because it's not in my front arc, I will lose the charge bonus. But I will be able to fight there. So back to this combat. So I don't get a charge bonus because the Lurker wasn't in my line of sight at the beginning of my action. I do get a bonus extra dice for the Lurker being on the floor, being knocked down. So I go from 2 to 3 dice for that. And then I get another bonus dice for having a friend also engaged and outnumbering. So I'm actually rolling 4 dice, but my melee stat is only 5+. So let's see what we get. Oh, pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty good. With
You
2
painted
8s.
your dice white. They're actually the blue dice.
So here we go. That's not bad at all. 5 dice.
5 on 7s.
No crushing on this.
I think a nerve roll is going to come on here.
Yeah, well, it won't do. So you didn't even pass 1, did you?
No, so she's
so she is dead because she was already knocked down. She doesn't get to make the nerve test.
Ugh.
And then I can do a follow-up move, which is just turn around. Actually, I'm going to do. In fact, I could actually make a 3-inch move and then face into my front arc, which is the way I was going forwards there. So yeah, it'll be up there against the wall.
So my flame bearers now are going to use a group shoot. They're going to spend 2 power and they're going to move and have a shoot at the injured warrior there.
Iron Guard, yeah.
Iron Guard, yeah.
Okay, so this is where they've moved to. They're going to get clear shots onto the Iron Guard. Now, do 1 at a time because obviously if he kills him, the other one doesn't have to shoot the same target. He can shoot someone else within 3 inches. So, Hal, fire away.
5, so 2.
2. No, any piercing on this? There is not, is there?
No, they don't. They are no.
So Iron Guard.
Oh, no, they are piercing 1.
Piercing 1. Iron Guard has an armour of 4, so I need 5s then. Gets 1 and loses the other. So that takes me to my last wound, which means I now have to make a nerve test of 4+. I didn't make it, yes! So the damage is too much. He is removed. Oh dear. And more importantly, you've now got the second flame bearer who can shoot someone else within 3 inches.
The guy behind, I think.
The other one. Is he still within a 9-inch range of your...
Oh, that's true. Let's just double check. Yes.
He is in. So right, so he's a levy, but even so, you still want to remove him.
So 2 normally.
Yep.
Next one's a clear shot.
Oh, that's terrible. Though. I am going to activate this Ironclad, who's going to charge from here into the Blood Mask. I can just about reach him because I lost 2 inches from going through the difficult terrain. I can charge a total of 8, so he could get to him just. The other guys can't, which is why I've gone with this guy first. So, he won't get a charging bonus because he's gone through difficult terrain, but I will get a bonus for having a friend, and I am rolling 2d8 anyway, so it's going to be a total of 3d8. I'm going to throw my power dice here into this, my last power dice, to give me 4d8, hitting on 4s. Just 2. But, you know, no crushing strength.
Power dice into defence.
You can put it
I
into your
will do
armour
that.
roll.
I'll
So
spend one of my power dice on him to defend.
So you've got 2 dice normally, 3 dice now.
His armour is. Are you any crushing on your guy?
No crushing.
So my armour is 4, yeah.
So no crushing and 4s. You only need to save 2. Oh, look at that!
wasted my 8s.
And your power dice. But anyway, he is fine, obviously. You can retaliate because you are not fatigued.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my power dice to use my Fury special ability.
Yeah, so this is a warband special for the Abyssals.
So he'll retaliate with 2 extra dice because of Fury. So I'll get 3 normally, which is his base.
Yep.
2 extra, and we get an extra one for being a cavalry hire.
Yes,
well.
you will.
So I've got 6 dice. Oh, I've been here before. On 3s.
4. 4. Any crushing?
Hang on, that's 3 with a reroll on an 8. Oh.
Told you it was 4. It's 5 now. 5. Any crushing?
Crush 1.
So I am saving on armour.
Oh, no, crush 2.
I'm saving on armour of 4 normally, so now I need 6s. It's a bit of a... yeah, you got 3 of them, but obviously he is dead because he only has... Well, he has 2 wounds, so how many did you do?
5.
5. Actually, I'm not dead, am I? So I'm down to 0. I'm a warrior, so I do have a chance of surviving on a nerve of 5+. Okay, here we go. This is important. He gets it! He gets it! So I am down, but not out.
So he's 2 wounded.
Yeah. So he actually stays on 1 wound, so you can never be on 2 wounds, so...
There you go.
Put him down like that, and I am on the floor. I was obviously already activated, and we will add this little fatigue token as well to the Harlequin. So I'm going to activate this levy because he's going to fight the Blood Mask, because I have fatigued, but I have not activated. So I can use a melee short action because I'm already engaged, and Hal can't react to me because he's fatigued and activated, so he won't be able to retaliate. And also, the Fury Warband special rule that the Abyssals have would potentially allow him to retaliate, but it would cost him a power, and he's got no power left.
Use it all.
Yeah, so I'm going to... Basically, it's a free shot. I get 2 dice on 5s. I've got 1 hit, so just a normal armour of 4+. No, he saved it, so that's fine. And because I can only do 1 short action, that's him done for the round. This gargoyle has flown across this barrier into my levy. It's going to take him out probably. So he'll get a bonus for charging. He'll get the bonus for having a friend outnumbering because there's 2 abyssal models standing up against 1 dwarf. So the one on the knocked down obviously won't help at all.
So he fights on a 5 and he's got vicious.
Okay, so fighting on a 5 with 2 dice originally, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so no 1s to reroll for the vicious, but he gets an 8 there.
Okay.
Now you get a reroll for the 1. Yeah, no, it's still no good. So 2 hits. So I have to save against those 2 hits. No crushing strength on these. So I'm a levy, so armour is 5+. I got 1, but lose the other. I only have 1 wound, so that actually removes a levy because he is a grunt. He can't do anything about that, which allows the gargoyle now to make a follow-up move up to 3 inches into his front arc.
So he's literally just going to turn, so he can't get...
Yeah, that's fine. He stops there. I'm going to react to that with this levy and charge into the gargoyle. So I get a bonus for charging. So I'm normally on 2d8, so that will go up to 3d8 on 5s. Just 1, but it is an 8. 2. So 2 chances to
Gargoyle's
survive.
armour is 6. You've got a crush on that.
No crushing on that on a levy. Saves 1 and loses 1. So how many wounds does the gargoyle have?
It is a support model, but I think it's only got 1 wound. Let's just check. Oh no, it's got 2 wounds.
So he takes a wound. He can retaliate if he wants to fatigue himself.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so retaliate just a normal attack.
So 2 dice.
Yep.
On 5s, I think it was, wasn't it? Gargoyle on 5s.
No, wasn't
waste of
anything.
a fatigue.
Yeah, and he is now marked as fatigued. And we're using these little victory points from Dead Zone to mark the fatigue because we don't obviously have the proper ones yet. These imps have charged forward in what Hal is now going to term forevermore as an
Imp Smash!
Imp Smash. Okay, extra bonus dice for charging in, and
4 dice.
3 dice base.
Yep, so we're on to, we'll do it here. We're on to 5s.
A mighty 1.
Ineffective Imp
Right.
Smash.
I do get to save against that. There's no crushing, I presume, on these imps.
No.
That would be embarrassing if there
It
wasn't.
wouldn't.
Armour 5, though. You could still kill my grunt. No, he loves it. He loves it. So I will retaliate because I am activated but not fatigued. So I'm now going to fatigue myself to fight
this
back.
Imp Smash goes wrong.
And Imp smash you on 2 dice on 5+. A single hit.
My armor is disappointingly 7 though.
Yes, but you do have quite a lot of wounds. You didn't make the armour,
So he's wounded.
but he's wounded on 1. Right, I'm going to activate this levy. He's going to charge over here into that flame bearer with the green flame. Now it's a charge across the wall, so I won't get the charging bonus, but a normal levy might be able to do it against one of these rubbishy abyssals. He gets 2 dice, hitting on 5s. Oh, he's done quite well. It's an 8 there. He gets 3. Okay, 3.
6.
Oh.
Yeah, 6.
6s aren't good.
Never good. Oh,
Saves 1, but 2 wounds.
What?
Are they a grunt?
They are, and they only have 1 wound.
They're a grunt.
They are.
So he's removed.
He's dead.
Catching up a couple of bits. So this Abyssal Guard moved forwards. Then my Sergeant moved forwards. And then this Abyssal Guard ran to a few inches away from my Sergeant. And then fatigued to walk... Let's put the fatigue marker down. To walk into engagement. Now, he can't fight because it's a short action for melee. And or you'd have to charge to get a free melee. But he's sort of blocking me down, which means I'd have to break away from there if I wanted to. But in retaliation, I'm actually going to charge anyway with my Earth Elemental, who could have reached that Abyssal Guard anyway. And we'll charge there before I destroy the scenery. Now, it's a charge through difficult terrain, so I won't get the advantage of a charge bonus, but I will get a friend helping out. So this Abyssal Guard is going to get squashed, I hope. I am rolling 4 dice normally with an extra 1 for a friend, and I am hitting on 5s. Not ideal, just 2. But it's crushing 2.
So my armor's 6 normally, so it takes me to... Oh no, sorry, my armor's 4, so it takes me to 6.
Yeah. I didn't make either, which takes him down to 0. Takes him down to 0 wounds.
Abyssal Guard has 2 wounds, yep. So he's a warrior though, so he's got a nerve of 5.
Okay, so
See if
he's
he can
rolling
stick around.
nerve dice.
No.
He does not. He is crushed. Crushed. I'm going to activate his levy, who's going to charge at the Blood Mask. I'm allowed to avoid friendly models, so I think that's still a straight charge. We'll count that as that.
Yeah, that's fine for me.
So I get the charge bonus of an extra dice. I don't get a friend because the friend who is engaged is not really engaged anymore because he's knocked down. So Dwarf Levy only gets 2 dice normally, an extra 1 for charging, so hitting on 5s. That's why he's a levy. Okay, and just to say again that the Blood Mask can't retaliate because he's already activated Fatigued, and whilst he could use his special ability, he's got no power left. I was going to charge these guys, but I realised I haven't got the distance because I'd have to lose 2 inches to jump over the obstacle there. So instead, I'm going to charge the imps.
The poor imps!
The poor imps. You're going to smash those imps with that sword, that shield breaker, sorry. So he doesn't get a bonus for charging over, he does get a bonus for having a friend with him though. So I get 2d8 normally, an extra 1 for having a friend. I fire on 4s, 2 hits, crushing 1.
So we might go to 8s then.
8s, there's normally 7s, are they?
Yeah.
Gets none.
They've got 3 wounds.
So that would take them to 0.
But they're a grunt.
They're a grunt,
just
so they're actually removed. And then I can make a 3-inch move. I won't do anything actually, I will just leave him where he is. So at the end of round 2, there's been no fire set on the barn. There's quite a bit of melee going on down here, lots of people locked in, and a bit going over the ford. But most of it's concentrating there, so yeah, let's see how things go. I'm going to go first at the start of round 3. I got 1 less power now because I lost my Iron Guard. So let's see what the power is. I am rolling my 3 base and then a white for my leader. I shall re-roll that 1 because I can. So 3, 4, 5 power for me. And Hal still got all of his, so you can re-roll 1 of those reds. So he also gets 5. Yeah. Opportunity not to be missed. My Earth Elemental is going to charge against the Blood Mask and try and crush him. So I will have 4 base, an extra 1 for a friend, this levy, and an extra 1 for charging in. So I'll be rolling 6 dice. I'm actually going to throw an extra dice into that as well. So goodness. 7 dice. Hitting on
4s?
I do hit on 5s though, which is not the best. Okay. but lots of crushing, which is what I want. Oh, that's pretty good.
I'm 3 8s.
That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So 3 8s. So those 2 4s missed. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 dice. Crushing strength 2.
Can I spend 2 power dice? To
You can only spend a maximum of 1.
Oh my goodness! Right, so I'm rolling 8 dice. 2, 4, 6, 8. So crushing strength 2. So my armor is normally 4. 6s. Oh my.
It might be a dead blood mask. Oh, it's bad.
So there you go.
And the 5s go. So you've got 3 at the minute. With the 8, 3.
Oh.
So it's a total of -4.
Okay, so his...
So you make a nerve roll at -4.
His nerve is 4. Yeah.
So sorry, hang on. How many did I... No, hang on, that's not right. I did 7, you saved 3, didn't you?
Yep.
So 4 go through. He's got 2 wounds left, so it's a nerve at -2.
So -2, right. So his nerve's normally 4, so we need a 6 to hang around. Come on, Blood Mask!
He's gone.
Oh, no.
He's gone. Bye-bye, Mr. Blood Mask.
The only one who can fight in my army is dead.
I get to make a follow-up move, and a follow-up move will just be to turn a little bit there. I'm going to do an extra activation, and I'm going to charge in here with this shield breaker onto this lower abyssal. Try and take him out. Oh, I can a shield breaker hammer re-roll one of my melee attacks when I fail to hit.
That's good.
So my shield breaker is 2 dice normally on extra for charging, hitting it on 4s. Gets an 8. Missed. But I can I have my shield breaker hammer, which I forgot to roll before, I think. If I miss, I can re-roll one of my dice, which is also still a miss. So 2 hits at crushing 1 against that lower abyssal.
Who's got armor 5 normally, so 6s.
He gets 1 of them and takes a wound. How many wounds does he have?
He only has 1, I think. Yep, 1 wound.
And is he a grunt?
He is.
So he's dead.
Well, he's going to... trying to move far away, so he was there, wasn't he? So
Yeah, I mean, if you have to be in base combat, otherwise, well, there'll be no negative effect actually. So this lower abyssal has hopped over, this flame bearer, sorry, has hopped over the wall and is now going to flame back onto my guy. But it's not a clear shot anymore; it's partially obstructed.
No, that's fine.
You sure you don't want to be up against the wall and then get a clear shot?
Oh, well, that...
Yeah.
If he's like that, will that be?
Yeah, because you're in contact then, so.
Oh right. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so that's fine. So hit extra dice, so 3 dice on 5s. Just 1.
Is it enough?
Let's see. It is, because I save it a 5, I rolled a 2, and I am a grunt, so I am dead. Hal has spent a power to do an extra activation, and then this Abyssal Guard is going to charge in on this levy.
Okay, so the Abyssal Guard gets 2 dice normally, 1 for a friend, 1 for charging.
That's right, so 4 dice.
And he hits on 4s.
These guys are your better ones, yep. 3 8s, jeez.
He's got vicious as well, I think. Let me check. Oh no, he's not one of the ones with vicious.
Yeah. So just 3. And another 8. Well, 3, 6, 7. 3, 6,
I did this before though, and you
for
got
what it's worth. Yeah, that was actually. Any crushing?
Crush 1.
Crush 1. So 6s.
Crush 1, yeah.
6s. Well, I got an 8. So I saved 2, but yeah, he's very dead. Okay. I'm going to play a group action for 2 power to use both of those crossbowmen to shoot onto 2 of these lower abyssals. They're all lower abyssals, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all the same. Apart from one's got a spear.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's got a two-handed
weapon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot one of them at a 2-handed weapon to start with. It's a clear shot, so I get an extra dice for that. So that take me from my normal 2 dice to 3 dice. Ooh, when involved, they're also, I forgot this before as well, they are Iron Watch, so they have combined fire. When involved in a group shoot action, they add an extra dice to their range attack. If one or more of the Iron Watch models in the group fire at the same target.
Do you write the rules for these?
No, I did not. I don't want to do that actually. So I won't activate that in a moment. I'll just do the first guy, and then if he doesn't kill him, the second guy will gain the bonus if he shoots at the same guy. So 3 dice for the first one, hitting on 5s, 2 hits.
Okay, lower abyssals, they're piercing.
They're piercing 1.
So lower abyssals have 5 normally, so go to 6s. Oh.
So he's dead. And then the same again against the next one on different targets. He doesn't get that bonus from the combined fire. 2 at the minute with an 8. 3.
Uh-oh.
3.
6s again.
Save 1. No, another one dead. This one here.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Abyssals. Not many left. So Hal has just moved. He was already fatigued, so he's moved this gargoyle over here because he couldn't really charge into anyone or do anything like that. It is Levy. Now he's headstrong, so I have a chance of removing his fatigue on a 6+. No, so his fatigue stage, which means only allowed a short action. So all he's going to do is just move up here 4 inches towards that guy. Death or glory, probably death. This lower abyssal is charging into the earth elemental, who can retaliate, it has to be said.
Yeah, well, you know what? He was going to die anyway, so...
Okay.
So I'm going to a warrior.
Extra dice for charging, so you get 2 base. 5s. None! Well, I will retaliate. On 4 dice, and I will pound him into dust. On 5s. Oh, yeah, 3.
Oh, you rolled so good.
8 there. And another 8.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's cocked. 5 at crushing 2.
Don't worry, his armour is a mighty 5.
Come on.
So
do
no
it.
7s.
He's dead. And he's only a grunt, so he's absolutely dead. I am going to stand up with this guy as a short action, and then he is going to walk in to engage this guy. And that's it. Hal, have you got anything left, or you're done?
No, I'm all done.
Right, then this guy now is going to charge against him, so he's a levy. So he gets 2 dice in melee, another dice for a friend, and another dice for charging, so it takes him a total of 4 dice. I'm actually going to burn another dice on that, one of his last power I have. So he will now be rolling 5 dice on 5 pluses against that lower abyssal guard. Just 2.
I'm 4. I'll put an extra dice on that one, because I've got 3 left. So 3 dice. Any crushing on that guy?
No crushing.
4s then. Oh, just 1.
Save 1. So 2 get through. How many wounds does that abyssal guard have?
He has 2 wounds.
Right, so he just makes a normal nerve check to see if he...
His nerve is 5.
So he needs a 5+ and he's down and not out. No, he fails, so he is also... I don't think you passed the nerve check, have you?
No.
So yeah, he is gone. So Hal is going to use Forced Fatigue on this guy. Now, unlike normal fatiguing, you can repeat an action. So he's going to shoot at my
This guy's
levy there. Yep. So it costs him 1 power to do that. He becomes fatigued, but he can take a clear shot now. Yep, 3 dice on 5s. Oh! The levy obliterator.
Okay.
So 3 dice, surviving, normally 5+, but 6 is because piercing 1. Oh, he is dead. He's got 1 of them, but he is very much dead. He's gone. So at the end of round 3, I just moved my sergeant to come and get this gargoyle. Hal's only got a little bit left. Oh, he's got 1 power left, which he's going to use to take off that fatigue. So he's got a flame bearer there.
Yep.
I've got some archers and a shield breaker. I've got my earth elementals fatigued, an ironclad, a levy, my sergeant, and then this wounded gargoyle over here. So Hal's only got 2 models left, so he is broken. His warband is broken. So when he activates next round, each model will have to make a fallback check. For round 4, Hal only has 3 dice because that's his standard base, and he can't re-roll any because he's got no command models, but he gets 3 power. I have these ones to roll. I can re-roll, but I'm not going to because they've all got a pip. So for fallback checks, you do it as they activate. So Hal's activating his gargoyle first. He makes a normal nerve check on a 6+, is it? He fails, which means he now has to make a run action towards his base edge. So because he can fly, he's basically going to move 14 inches in that direction across to Hal's base edge.
It's going to take him to the side.
All the way to there.
Side of the mountain.
Right into smashable range from my dwarves. Hal is doing an extra activation on a power dice to do his flame bearer to see if he can also run away.
5. Oh,
He's also failed, so
goodness.
he is going to make a double move across that obstacle. So he loses 2 inches going across the obstacle, but otherwise goes in that way. Which actually isn't too bad for him because there's no one near him, really, you can see him. So now I get to activate my entire army, because we'll just try and finish them off. So I just moved around a bit, those guys moved up. I just moved around a bit, these guys moved up here. I moved this Earth Elemental, he's fatigued, so he couldn't charge in the rear onto the Gargoyle. But I've moved him up there, and then I am then going to spend, in the next action, to force Fatigue onto him to move up into contact. So he can't fight, and obviously he is now fatigued, but he's going to count now as outnumbering when I charge in a moment, because this guy is now going to charge onto him there. Now I don't get the charge bonus because I have to go round that barrel, but I get an extra bonus now for having a friend. So I am an Ironclad. I will also spend another power to add an extra dice on this to try and finish this
Gary the Gargoyle.
Gary the Gargoyle, oh my word. So we are fighting on 4 pluses.
Oh no!
There's an 8 in there.
Oh no!
No, so 4.
I'll add a spot, power dice, because I got 3.
Yep.
And I can't use them for anything else to add. So you got 4, you say?
4, no crushing. Oh, hang on, no, it is crushing 1 because it's in your rear. I forgot to add an extra dice for that as well.
Oh, right, yeah, go on,
extra
do that.
dice for hitting in the rear, which I missed with.
So this is a Gargoyle. It's disappointing armour of 6. That'll be 7.
7s. This is bad for you. Oh, he gets 1. Gets 1. Dead.
5.
He is very much dead. Oh, well, he's not a grunt, though, is he?
No, he's not.
So,
He's a support model.
so I got 4, didn't I?
Yes, I've got surprisingly good nerve rolling ability. So a Gargoyle.
So you got
has a
-3.
nerve of 6 anyway. So is an 8 always a pass, or is
No.
it an auto fail?
8's not always a pass.
Oh come on! I got an
8 might be an always a pass. And I should just
8.
check.
Which general?
So we've just checked, and yes, I think an 8 is an auto pass. So he gets to survive, which is a bit irritating.
He's going to retaliate with a power dice to use his
so
fury
he's
ability.
activated, so he can fatigue to retaliate, even though it's in the rear, because he can turn to do that, which he turns around to do. And then, yeah, he can retaliate, and if you spend the 1 power, you get the fury, gives him an extra 2 dice as he does it.
Aha!
Oh dear, I'll lose that now.
Gargoyle gets 2 normally, so on to 4, and it's fighting on 5s. Here he goes.
Alright, go on then. 3.
Oh, yes.
So I had to save on those. My Ironclad's armour is 4 plus. Saves 2 at the minute. Saves all 3. So at the end of round 4, we are going to call it there because, I mean, I can use these power to take off his fatigue, which is all very exciting. But essentially, Hal won't be able to achieve his objective. I will therefore have won the objective. And even if Hal manages to keep his guys on, he's going to be taking off a maximum of probably 1 model around. And so, yeah, I think we will call it there. A victory for the Dwarves! So just like in Dead Zone, I crush you with all the games.
Once again, the the tactic of charge fast and hit hard doesn't work when you roll a lot of 1s.
It was pretty bad for your Bloodmaster not taking out my levy.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, I was like, he's a Kalishi on a horse. He hits on 3s. Hurrah! No.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, though, how did you think it went? Did you?
I think it was a difficult mission for me to do, so I have to get all the way across the board and then spend long actions to set fire to that barn, which is always going to be a bit tricky, especially when I got bogged down early on. I was hoping to shield, use the imps to shield a lot of my troops. It didn't really work, they just died.
Yeah, I think this one is, you need some speed to get across it, so I think it would have been harder if I was attacking with my dwarves, because I've got no one who's faster than 4. So that would be pretty tricky. Although I could fatigue people to actually get them to move essentially 12 inches.
And your army special of moving everyone at the start helped quite a lot as well.
Yeah, that did help a lot because basically everyone got to move effectively an extra move. So yeah, that was helpful. Yeah, I think in this mission you've got to sort of stop people crossing across to help out the store, and then leave a couple of guys sort of ready to sort of start setting fire to things. So it is. I think it's a hard one. We played this one because obviously we haven't got the actual Kickstarter stuff yet, so we haven't got all the objectives to play some of the more specific ones like the giants and the dragon's eggs and things like that will come up later.
But I really like this game. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I can't wait to try a few of the more of the models that are going to come out later on.
Yeah.
So I've got my pre-order in for my Resin Abyssals, so I'm quite looking forward to them coming and having a bit of magic in the faction.
Yeah, of course, because we're only using the core ones that will come in the book at the moment, where there's 8 profiles for each of the 14 factions. So we've only specifically picked models that you'll be able to play when you get your main book. But like you say, there are extra models coming out for not all of the factions straight away, but I guess over time new models will come out for everything. But to start with, it will be the Basileans, the Night Stalkers, the Northern Alliance, and the Abyssals that will get their resin models, and obviously the Dwarves will also get some new models as well soon. For those who, for those lucky people who bought the resin ones in the Kickstarter, which I did, and then I'm sure there'll be lots of people picking them up for retail when they go.
And the models are really fantastic. I think they've really upped the game on the sculpts and things like that. I was really impressed with the ones that Martin Thurwell have given me, and the ones you've seen today. He gave us at the event, didn't he?
Yeah, so I think that's worth pointing out that we're only really getting these models early to play with because the fact that we produced some content like this for you guys to look at. So it isn't because we're getting any sort of major perks. It's basically Mantic have given us some small amount of stuff for free so that we can play with them, and we can have fun, and we can show you what they look like and how the game works. So, I hope that you enjoy what we've done here with the game. And I mean, try out Kings of War Vanguard. There's going to be a free PDF to download with the basic lists in. So even if you want to use any models you've got in your collection, you can do that. You can try that out. But obviously, if you buy Mantic's models, then you'll be able to support the sort of future developments of extra resin models for.
It might even tempt me back into playing Kings of War again if you can link them together narratively.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, both of us have gone off of playing Kings of War because we like the sort of.
I'm terrible. I lose all the time.
There is that.
Yeah.
I'm not very good these days. And that's because the games take a little bit longer. It takes a lot of models to get painted all in one go. Whereas much like in Dead Zone, which we play a lot, obviously, then small faction sizes like these allow you to pretty much have a toe in every. Dip your toe into every sort of faction there is, so that you can have a warband for every single thing. And I'm probably
a couple of weeks you can have enough models to play all the games really. A couple of weeks of painting.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Listen out to the Weight of Fire podcast. Check us on the Weight of Fire Facebook page. And obviously, if you like Mantic models, then you can click on the affiliate link down below for Goblin Gaming, and you'll get 20% off, and they'll give us a small bit as well for us to sort of buy some goodies in the future to use in these bat reps. So check those guys out. Thanks very much for watching, and take care.
See ya.